You guys ready for a good show tonight? I mean, my first comic down here tonight, he is my favorite comedian in the whole wide world. Please welcome to the stage, Corey Bennett.
I told him to say that. He's the first one that only said it straight out. It was nice. How are you guys doing tonight? Give it up for Maurice for putting on this show. I am so excited to be here. Things have been rough a little bit lately. I went through a breakup recently. Thank you. That was so sweet. It happened a year ago. I dated this guy for 3 months, and I told him that I wanted to be his boyfriend. His response was, "Oh, I'm busy." And I did not take the hint. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm busy too. Let's be busy together." He said, "Sure, buddy." That pissed me off. I was like, "Buddy? I'm not your buddy, pal. I am your potential new boyfriend, and I should be addressed as such. Preferably by goddess. Perfection. The only man I've ever loved. You know, normal pet names." He ghosted me. It's fine, thank you. The trash took itself out. Yeah, I just hate that we call it ghosting though, because ghosts haunt you, which means they stick around. What we really should call it is being a cunt. I was really serious about that guy. And afterwards, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out why. I mean, his dick was huge, but I don't think that was it. And yeah, I know I look like someone who might have daddy issues, and I do. But this guy was nothing like my father. He was black. No, I think what it is I am the last of my cousins to get married. You see, I'm from a very large redneck family where we go through marriages like we go through cigarettes and beer. Yeah, they're right there. I'm 30 and I've never even been engaged, but my grandmother is on her 7th marriage. Yeah, my mom got married 5 times in 9 years. That's not a joke, it's just a fact. And I'm jealous of my mother for how much game she had. If I had half as much talent as my mother, I would be toe-to-toe with my grandma in divorces. I'd be like, "Yo, grandma, I bet I can get 10 men to love me before you can get to 8. And she's like, "You're on, let's go." And then we have a really weird family dynamic. You see, I'm from a very small town. You might have heard of it. It's called Shelton. Yeah, every bad thing you've heard is true. My sister was my cousin. I'm not gonna explain that. But growing up in Shelton was hard because as a gay kid, a lot of people out in the sticks wear camo, so I couldn't see them when they called me slurs. But I always recognized my dad's voice. Oh, I'm kidding. My dad never called me a slur. We're very close. It was just large men in pickup trucks that reminded me of my father. Also known as my type. But growing up too, obviously I'm gay. Spoiler alert. Shocker. But my parents had no idea. And nothing I learned about dating as a kid applies to my life as an adult because my parents thought I was straight. They were the only ones, by the way. You be quiet. Really, they were like Cleopatra, queen in denial. So when I came out to the rest of my family, I was expecting shock, maybe horror. Instead, they were like, "Yeah, no shit, Twinkle Toes. You tried to play the Virgin Mary at the Christmas play every year because you wanted to wear the pretty dress. We knew." My parents had no idea. When I came out to them, my dad was super confused about the sex. He was like, "How does that work? Where does it go? Haven't you ever had a prostate exam? They're not fun." And I was like, "Dad, I'm 13. Tell the doctor to use a little more lube. Have him tickle it a little bit, it'll blow your mind." But my parents raised me to be straight, which sounds like a horror movie. Raised straight, coming this Christmas. There will be blood. But they taught me how to date girls, and I gotta say, there's a lot of rules. I had to be a gentleman, whatever that means. So I had to open all the doors, I had to pay for all the meals, I had to grab a titty, and if she said stop, it means keep going. I don't know how to grab a woman's breast. I did date girls in high school though. Well, a girl, for a month. I was trying to impress my dad. And anytime we would make out, I would fondle her breast. And I would think this is what sexy feels like, right? Fun fact, if you have to ask, it's not. Also, the fact that I call them breasts in my head is a pretty good indicator that I wasn't having like the time of my life. But dating as a gay man is a lot different because a lot of those straight rules go out the window. We have to define our own relationship. So like I dated this guy, we met at this really cute bistro called My Apartment. The dress code was super casual, we both wore nothing. All you can eat buffet. And at the end of the date, we both defined our own relationship by never speaking again. Fun fact, he was a drug dealer, cocaine dealer as a matter of fact. I was hoping to get some drugs out of that scenario, but the only one who got me crack was him. I am very sex positive. I think it's really important to talk about sex. I don't know why we don't, because how do you think we all got here? Your mom and dad had a great time one night, and 9 months later you showed up. So I don't know why we're so squeamish about it. But growing up in a religious community like Sheldon, I didn't get like the most robust sex talk. Yeah, she does. I also went to private Christian school, so a lot of our learning was reading the Bible. I don't understand math. 2 + 2 is the Lord. 3 is divisible by the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But no, they kind of left the sex talk up for our parents. And my dad's idea of the sex talk was don't have sex with a woman until you marry her. I followed that rule. Jesus is so proud of me, you guys. I am saved. But I'm very sex positive. I think it's really important to have sex with someone early in the stages of dating. Like, in the first few hours you meet them. Just, you shouldn't emotionally invest in someone who can't get you off. I mean, I say that for the ladies. Guys, we're funny. Like, we can get off on a whisper and a prayer. It's not a big deal. But ladies, make sure he knows how to take care of you. I do, but that's because I think women are people. Where was I going with that? But yeah, so I think it's very important to talk about sex. And that's where I forgot my joke. But I am dating, I am depressed. I mean, not because of dating, just, have you been outside? Thank you. And I've noticed that dating while depressed has turned my inner monologue into this angry, gay Disney villain. Like, I'll see a happy couple, like I assume you do, and I'll immediately think, I should kidnap their puppies. I need a new jacket. It's worse for people I know. My best friend just got engaged, and all I can think about is drowning her in a giant hourglass filled with sand. I thought about putting her in a bikini and tying her up first, but her boyfriend liked her too much. They drove the genie, trapped me in a lamp, it wouldn't be worth it. But I am on the dating apps, and it's hard because you can't really meet anybody outside of the apps. And I have all of them. Every single one. I got the gay ones. I got Grindr, Scruff, Daddy Hunter. I got the other ones, Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, Facebook, Instagram, Zillow. My redneck family taught me that when you're hunting, you need to set a lot of traps. It works for deer as well as dudes. And I went into it trying to be like really mindful about it, right? Like I was gonna log on to Tinder, look at his picture, read his bio, see if he wanna kidnap a princess or two. But instead I swiped for 2 seconds and it's like, you are out of potential matches. Like, sorry Corey, nobody likes you, but if you pay us $30 a month, we'll show you more people who don't like you. And if I'm gonna pay to find a man, I better be getting like the cream of my crop. Like I better be getting the best of the best. I wanna match with like Ewan McGregor, Vin Diesel, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Listen, he's older, but baby still got back, okay? One day he'll respond to my DMs. But the worst dating app by far is Grindr. Do you nice people know what Grindr is? Oh yeah. To you? Oh no, I'm so sorry. Grindr is a gay hookup app, and it's very similar to Tinder, but where Tinder is having like a one-night stand in your bedroom with a condom, Grindr is getting raw dogged in the parking lot by a guy whose face you've never seen. Which if that's not to find a husband, so be it. But the further away you get from any major city, the worse Grindr gets. Like straight people, you guys are everywhere. So if you're like, I don't know, out in Shelton or the dumpster of the world, you can find something worthwhile in the dumpster of humanity. But when I go dumpster diving, all I get out there are 18-year-olds fresh out of high school and married men who want to get dicked down when their wife and kids are at home. Yeah, word of advice, ladies, check your man's phone. Especially if he's low-key homophobic. Like if he's super concerned with being masculine for the bros. I'm not masculine, so I'm bros. But if he's like super concerned, like if he refuses to drink White Claw because it's bitch beer, check his phone for Grindr. And if you find it, you can let him know that I'll be in the parking lot after the show. If I can't find my husband, I'll find somebody else's. I wouldn't do that, I'm a nice person, honestly. But back to like growing up sheltered. I kept that waiting until marriage mentality for a very long time, well into my adulthood. I waited until I was in a loving, committed relationship to lose my virginity. And my first boyfriend was an asshole, but he's in a shitty marriage now, so it's fine. But I kept that mentality, and where was I going with that? Fun fact, I lost my virginity watching Jurassic Park 2. The first time I put a penis in my mouth, a dinosaur ate somebody, and now I forever associate the two. When I get blowjobs, I'm like, ow. I'm kidding, I don't do that, for the record. Getting into this. I just love dinosaurs. So, I'm depressed. Not because of dating, just, again, in general. I've also dealt with anxiety a lot in my life. Like a couple weeks ago, I went to this concert, this band that I've loved 20 years. Never seen them live, I was so excited. I spent the entire time worried that I was ruining it for everyone else because I was singing too loud. Halfway through the concert, this lady turns to me, she's like, "You must love this band, you know all the songs." I'm like, "I'm so sorry." I watched my video the next day, I could hear my heartbeat screeches in the background. All of my fears came true, I could never go to another concert ever again. And I've dealt with anxiety my entire life. Like when I was a kid, and my parents started leaving me home alone for the first time, if they weren't back the second they said they were going to be, I was an orphan. I became fully panicked. I would freak out, I would be like, how do I pay taxes? What's a mortgage? Where are the dogs? My parents would come home to be like mailing out invitations to their wake. They'd be like spending the next 3 weeks on phone with like distant relatives being like, "No, we're not dead, our kid's just a dumb fuck." My whole family knew I had anxiety too. This is for her. She's part of this. My whole family knew I had anxiety, and my aunts would play this really fun game where they would show me pictures of myself as a baby and try and convince me it was a different baby. They'd be like, "Who's that baby? It's so cute. Your parents love that baby. It's not you. Who's that baby?" I thought it was really funny. Later, as I got older, my cousins would get in on the fun. They would just like casually mention a bear in the woods because I would panic, so that was coming for me. I overcame that fear. I'm a gay man now, so I like it when bears come for me. Anxiety is hard. I used to think that it would prepare me for like really helpful scenarios, but guess what? It doesn't. It only prepares you for the most ridiculous things. Like this up here, this is fine. You guys, I'm so scared. I might like kick your drink. I might trip, fall over, break my neck. I don't know. I'm gonna cry later. But there is one thing that scares me more than anything in this entire world. Can I be vulnerable with you guys for a moment?
Yeah.
The thing that scares me most of all, I can't stand it. The thing that scares me most of all, worse than dating, worse than pictures of myself, the things that scares me most is Bigfoot. Horrifying, thank you. Growing up in Shelton, Bigfoot was everywhere. Like, there was like art in people's walls, there were stickers everywhere. They had Bigfoot Java, which is terrible, disgusting coffee. But every time I'm near one, people are lined out in the street to get a Nutty Yeti, which is a real thing on their menu, and it doesn't sound like coffee. It's also not salty either, which I think is very off-brand. Side note, I know I will be successful in comedy when I get a cease and desist letter from Bigfoot Java. Just like, stop telling people our coffee tastes like cum. I'm so sorry. know what it is. I was never a fan of Bigfoot. I thought it was scary. I don't know what it is about us in Washington that they're so obsessed with that giant ape person wandering in the woods. I say person, by the way, because I don't want to like assume Bigfoot's gender. I'm not a monster. But it all started with my mother. She was obsessed with Sasquatch. She fancied herself an amateur Bigfoot hunter. She called it Squatchin'. Because all big game hunters have cutesy nicknames for themselves, I guess. I've never been hunting. But we were a big camping and hiking family, right? And anytime something mildly unexplainable happened outside, it was Bigfoot. Like, we would come across like a weird poop on the ground, right? And my mom would get so excited. She would get this twinkle in her eye. She would be like elated. She'd be like, oh, do you think that was him? It looks fresh. He must have just been here. If we came across like a weird cave or a nest, she would lean down to me and go, that's where Bigfoot lives. Which scared the shit out of me. Literally, I had shit on the ground and my parents were like, is that Bigfoot? My mom's favorite movie was Harry and the Hendersons. Have you guys seen that? Yeah. For those of you who haven't, it's this fun 80s movie where Lord Farquaad from Shrek hits Bigfoot with his car, takes him home, nurses him back to health, he becomes part of the family. That was my mom's dream in life. She wanted to find a stray Sasquatch in the woods, raise it as her own, and finally have a child she could be proud of. And I, as a kid, had nightmares. I'm like, I think Harry ate the Hendersons. I don't know what y'all are talking about. That puppet was scary. Well, we got, one time, our house got broken into, right? The windows were smashed, the electronics were stolen. My mom turns to my dad and goes, did you think that was him? And me being older was annoyed. I was like, Mom, don't you think that was them? I was a very woke child. My family took camping very seriously, and like I said, the fun thing about anxiety is it doesn't prepare you for reality. I was not scared of normal animals in the woods, just Bigfoot. Elk, big deer, they're adorable. Cougars, giant cats, so cute. Bears, I see those every day on Grindr. But that Planet of the Apes motherfucker was the scariest of all. And I knew he was out there just waiting to replace me and my family, eat me for dinner, I don't know. My family took camping very seriously, and we didn't go to like the state park 20 minutes down the road. We were surrounded by people and there's a working toilet. We Lewis and Clark that shit. There was no people, only mountains. If you were getting lost, you were never getting found. Which makes Bigfoot the perfect kidnapper. You can't get caught if nobody knows you exist. And I knew he was out there, waiting, watching, preying on unsuspecting little boys like me, like some sort of cryptid Catholic priest. Listen, Christian school, I've been hit in the head with way too many Bibles to fall for that trick again. Right? You can't catch me, Bigfoot. So stupid. As I got older, I started like researching Bigfoot a little bit more. Like I started watching those super cool Bigfoot shows. Have you guys seen those? Cool, fun fact, they can't find Bigfoot because then the show's over. But I watched the one with Kesha. And that was a delight because Kesha got her lips done, she was singing TikTok, and you find out that Bigfoot is actually an interdimensional being that saves the pure of heart. Yeah, that's not a joke, it's just fucking stupid. There is no way that Bigfoot is kind. Anyway, my mom loved Bigfoot. She passed away quite a few years ago, and I have thought a lot about how much she loved Bigfoot. I think she was looking for husband number 6, honestly. But it brought her a lot of joy, and you know, she had kind of a rough life, but it was nice to see that sparkle, and like she had a really good sense of humor about things. Like she always taught me that, you know, bad shit's gonna happen in life, you just have to have a good sense of humor about it, which is a lot of the reason why I've ended up here. So give it up for my mom if you want, I guess. She was great. I love my mom. Thank you. When my mom passed away, it was very sudden. We didn't see it coming, and I was out of town when it happened. So when I got the news, I instinctively knew that Bigfoot fucking killed my mom! He finally found her and he was coming for me next! I'm kidding, you guys. Bigfoot didn't kill my mom. It was cancer. The worst part about all of this is the apple didn't fall that far from the tree, because now, as an adult, I am primarily attracted to tall, hairy dudes. So if you know anyone who looks like Bigfoot, hit me up. I'll be in the parking lot after the show. You guys, you've been an amazing audience. Thank you so much for coming out.